Hello, welcome to Moviemusters review, Fire Country Season 2 Episode 2, Reminiscent of Breathing. Yes, the melodrama is back, along with Bode. Even if it required a twist that was controversial and complicated to keep Bode bound to the fire camp. Returning to 3 Rock was the greatest way to gain a clearer idea of what to expect from Fire Country Season 2. Nevertheless, Fire Country Season 2 Episode 2 simply served to highlight the fact that, should things continue in this direction, some of the worries raised about the show would materialize. Vince and Bode Fire Country in a cave. At this point, Fire Country isn't even trying to act like anything other than a late-night soap opera. Could it potentially be about to compete with something similar to Grey's Anatomy? Fire in the Fire Country. Not that primetime soap operas are inherently flawed. Hell, 20 years later, the aforementioned medical series is still going strong. The problem lies in the fact that the writing isn't always aligned and performed to the highest standard. The majority of viewers of Fire Country Season 1 probably didn't sign up for the melodrama that the show is currently offering. It's also clear that, in spite of the contentious reaction to Fire Country Season 1 Episode 22, the establishment has continued as usual, ignoring any useful advice they may have received from constructive criticism. In fact, they've gone even beyond in certain areas. Coal Country, played by Ty White. The entire hour began with the revelation that Bode's alleged paternity with Cara may not even be real, and concluded with a cliffhanger hinting at the possibility that Sharon Leone may have cheated on him with Jason O'Mara's Liam when she was away at the campaign event. These days, the decisions are more akin to head-scratching than mind-blowing breakthroughs. Similar, Chicago Police Department review, in brief. The fact that the second scene revealed that Bode and Genevieve's situation was uncertain was perplexing. You can't help but ask why he needed to know that potential in the first place when Cara isn't even certain if he is the father of her child. Cave Rescue, the Country of Fire. It's particularly strange because, at this point in time, the tween is still getting used to the idea that Cara is her mother and not her sister, so she didn't want Bode to meet Genevieve. It's unjust that Bode has access to this potentially life-changing knowledge and is then told he has no more options. Oh Bode, it felt so good to see you yesterday. Sharon author, oh Bode, it felt so good to see you yesterday. He isn't permitted to respond or get to know this daughter he believes to be his. He is just informed that he has no say in matters concerning Genevieve's best interests, and he receives no grace in return. Tall, Fire Country Season 2 Episode Genevieve. While there is a lot of serious stuff going on here, it all seems like staged drama for the sake of drama without any concrete information on paternity. It seems nonsensical as well. Does anyone not know how DNA functions? Related, On the Hook, a review of Chicago Fire's Season 12 Episode 5. If all of this is done to save Genevieve any further perplexity, Bode and Cara can test her without her even knowing about it. Although it's not the best option, it's still available. Bode Leone crossed boundaries in the middle of a Technicolor inferno to approach Genevieve and get to know her as best he could, even though there was no proof that she was his child. After all, she had ended up in the same place as those thugs. Picture of Kevin Alejandro, Fire Country. Do other people still miss Freddie? Though his influence over Bode was nowhere near as great as we had hoped, at least he was a sensible voice when it mattered. Bode's adversarial little devil, Clay, talks him into doing all the wrong things. The opposite of what you would want is that he feeds into all of Bode's worst tendencies in a halfway decent friend. I see your family photo there, my friend. It's not you in it. Clay addressed Bode. Permalink, I see your family photo there, my friend. It's not you in it. He helped and encouraged Bode's delusions and hero complex by spending the most of the hour attempting to understand the inner workings of this little community, and everyone's links to one another. In relation to hero complexes, Bode still remains unabated. Bode in Prison, Fire Country's first episode of Season 2. Not even a week has passed since he arrived at 3 Rock, and already he's acting as though he is superior to everyone and that he can do as he pleases because of his admirable deeds. He thought he knew better, so he and Clay fled, but they didn't really achieve his goals in the first place. It was irritating, and Eve Edwards gave him a fair scolding for it, at the very least. But if she still felt that she had to stand in for him, then it was all for nothing. He gets to be charming and grin with her, they hug, and all of a sudden, everything seems to be going well because Bode always has the best interests of his friends at heart. Even the Land of Fire. We can at least be grateful that Bode wasn't responsible for the game's biggest saves. Bode was too preoccupied with his own problems to give great heroic moments to Jake, Sharon, and Gabriela, apart from the unexpected daughter drama. He also met Sharon Leone in person for the first time since his return to prison. Seeing her initial embarrassment hurt, especially because she seemed all business at the scene. However, after a while, the two had a talk and an embrace. Tall, Fire Country Season 2 Episode 2 with Diane and Manny. Bode expressed his regret in the appropriate manner, and Sharon will always be incredibly proud of her son. She wasn't made any happier when he told her why he decided to accept responsibility and return to prison, but she was still happy to see him, and he's lucky to be back at Tree Rock. Bode, your mails arrived. Gabriela, indeed, were you. You know, for a split second I believed they might have been lost to the prison. However, no. You made the decision to ignore them. Bode, I believed I was treating you fairly. Gabriela, indeed, you did. And content right now. Bode, I'm getting married. Permalink, it was you. I'm content right now. Bode, I'm getting married. Compared to her marriage to Vince Leone, Sharon's connection with Bode is not nearly as concerning. Of course, that cliffhanger could be misleading. However, things might also be precisely as they appear. Tall, Fire Country Season 2 Episode 2 Cheater. There was probably some flirting while she was away, if not more, between her and this new person Liam, who seemed intimate with her and surprised to see Vince Leone there. Now that she has this kidney, Sharon feels like she has a fresh lease on life. Additionally, it's causing her to behave irresponsibly in multiple ways. Even if she was a badass on the motorcycle, it's alarming that drag racing has turned into a regular activity for her, and it's absurd that she spends late nights out, leaving Vince up in anticipation of her return. They have been the cornerstone and basis of this series, thus it is hard to watch the tension between them. Picture of Vince Leone from Fire Country, Season 2, Episode 1. However, the foundation itself may fail. It's hardly the most enticing thought to think of the Leone brothers creating another love triangle when we previously had one between Sharon and them. Vince, is that everything? Liam, are you as well? Permalink, is that right? Although I'm happy Sharon is alive and has her kidney, it's clear that she still has a lot to process after coming dangerously close to death. There are a lot of unanswered questions, therefore I'd like to know if she's talked to anyone or seen a therapist. Having a second shot at life is only beneficial if you choose not to sabotage it by taking risks or causing problems for people who are important to you. Sharon Leone in Fire Country's first episode of Season 2. Strangely enough, we joke all the time about males experiencing midlife crises and acting out in ways similar to what Sharon is displaying. It is therefore different to examine something similar from a female perspective. She said she wished to reconnect with Vince, go on dates and make the most of their opportunity to enjoy life to the fullest since they are not responsible for raising children at this point in their lives. Although he's willing to give in to her to some extent, Vince appears to be concerned about what appears to be a significant behavioral shift. Episode 22 of Sharon Leone's Fire Country, Season 1. However, with Liam in this circumstance, the Leones feel more unstable than ever. Gabriela and Diego's romance on this show is also certain to end badly. The large Latinx families being together made me happy, and the food looked amazing. Sharon, you were not there, and I know that I needed my husband. Vince, I didn't want to run, do you not? I never stopped missing you in every minute of every day. Show me, then, Sharon said. Vince, can you elaborate? Sharon, I'm not sure. Come on dates with me. Take me back to our pre-firefighting selves. Permalink, not sure. Come on dates with me. Take me back to our pre-firefighting selves. Everything about it appears enjoyable. But after learning more about Gabriela Perez's past, it seems as though she might be more pulled to Diego's family life than anything else in addition to rebounding with him. I thought, for some reason, that Gabriela's mother had passed away rather than having moved out of Manny Perez's way due to his numerous problems and demons. Tall, the hero of Fire Country's second season episode. And it begs the question of why Manny is only now deciding to investigate the reality of what actually transpired between him and Gabriela's mother as her wedding draws near. It was important to him to stress that she never gave up on Gabriela Perez. Gabriela left when he admitted his mistakes and the suffering he had caused her. She was no longer able to be with him, but it didn't mean that she couldn't be with him at all. Gabriela, what I respect most about you, Dad, is your ability to take responsibility for your problems and find solutions. Manny, that's fortunate, since this is a significant one. Your mother did not forsake us. Gabriela, that's not it, Dad. Manny, she went away from me. Not the case with you. Permalink, they parted ways. Not the case with you. That interaction suggests that we might get to meet Gabriela's mother this season, which is intriguing because there is a lot to sort through and understand. I'm trying to figure out why Manny didn't tell Gabriela the truth about how their relationship ended and why. Even if she didn't leave, she hasn't been in her life for all these years. Picture of Kevin Alejandro, Fire Country. These days, Gabriela is dealing with a lot. The fact that she still feels deeply for him and that his actions wounded her despite what she told Bode implies that her feelings for him are still present. When they were together on the scene, they made way too much eye contact. Bode's claim to be over her is a lie, as we know. Since I left, a lot of things have changed. Bode permalink. During my absence, a lot of things have changed. We will never forget how he was bursting from his skin to save her after she took that dangerous plunge into the hole, and fell silent for a while. Whatever they say to one another, they're not over. See also, review of Fire Country's season premiere, Something's Coming. But Gabriela was perfectly entitled to tell Bode about herself. Episode 18 of Bode Leon, Fire Country's first season. Once more, his sense of dignity and martyrdom annoyed me. He must realize that cutting her off and claiming to know what's best for her is not romantic. Rather, it frustrates and invalidates her. She feels invalidated and frustrated as a mature woman who knows what she wants and is capable of. Eve is a savvy businesswoman who has earned her position as captain. However, it has been difficult to observe her in the role. It makes sense that, as a woman of color in that situation interacting with a group of males, she feels that she needs to prove herself and that she can't allow anyone treat her badly. Eve, Fire Country, Episode 16 of Season 1. Though I can totally see where she's coming from, she comes across as overwhelming with her drill sergeant persona. It doesn't feel authentic to the Eve we know and love, which is part of the problem. Eve became our commander, but at what price? And if Bode manages to go through those doors and ruin everything without ever considering how his actions affect everyone around him, what good is Eve making all of this demand for respect and refusing to show weakness? Bode, Eve, I had no idea how much of what I did had an impact on you. I apologize, Eve. Eve, oh, you've been so annoying that I didn't get a chance to say. Bode, what say you? Eve, it is fantastic to be battling fires alongside you once more. It's nice to be fighting flames with you once more, permalink. Though his apology is greatly appreciated, this is Bode. Everyone is aware that he will do it once more. He is unable to resist. It's your turn, Fire Country enthusiasts. What emotions do you have for this season? Do you believe Genevieve's father is Bode? Was Sharon unfaithful to Vince? Let's hear it below. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.